facility go to a vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye to go for a vote? Aye.
Okay. Aye to go for a vote, yeah. Okay, and then opposed, same sign?
Nay.
Same sign as aye.
Yeah.
And
I abstain and let the mayor be the tiebreaker.
Yay.
well, I'm saying go to a vote.
Yes!
In order to do that, we're going to have a pretty quick meeting called to have a
So that we can get everything together by the 26th. So we need to plan that, well, we'll get an email out tomorrow sometime, okay? When we can get that set up. But there's some things that we got to get ourselves before we can have that meeting, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I'm not sure we need to 18, 19, 20. I'm not sure it makes sense to deal with those tonight. Is there I guess we need, hey Dick?
Yes, I'm sorry.
On 18, 19, and 20, which are on the transportation center, then since we don't need to act on those necessarily tonight.
You should act on 18, which cures the ambiguity and extends the date. That's the contract amendment. That should be acted on.
Okay.
Otherwise, establishing the timetable or going over, then on number 20, you don't need tonight. But I would do 18.
Okay, so
18 extends the time for the operating agreement to December the 1st. Section 2 of it cures the ambiguity about cost. It's in our best interest to cure this.
So we'll move on then to item 18, discussion and possible action on an amendment to the development and facilities agreement between KPFTC and Gulf Coast Center, including an extension of time for performance and authorizing the mayor to sign any contractual change. So Dick, you want to take that?
Yes, we talked about that, but this is, it's in your packet. It's a one-page document that it does those two things. It's number 16, I believe. Isn't it? No.
I don't recall, I don't have anything in our book.
No? All right.
Mr. Good, can I ask you a quick question related to this topic? What would be would you prefer that we try to at least do extension of the agreement through December or move? I mean, does it make any sense at this point to move on these items? I don't know what you're going to represent your board, and of course you must be flabbergasted, so I forgive us for that. But
You're asking me what makes sense. It's hard to respond to right now.
right, how do we make the best of this very unfortunate situation?
Well, if it were to pass in November, which it could, you need to go ahead and do these things.
Yeah, either way, you need it.
But it's not up to you anymore. It's up to the Gulf Coast Center. In other words, I have to go to their board and tell their board that the city of Kima.
They were at least 2 or 3 other locations at the time.
Yeah, and tell their board that the city of Kima has
hot choice topics.
determined. I mean, we have obligations to build a commuter facility, and it's not easy to shut down your engineers to restart. And so we're not talking about we're talking about a substantial delay. And what that does is it's going to change the whole profile of the facility, because if we are suffering another $1 million, $2 million, we're already trying to keep costs in line. So we have to, Gulf Coast Center, we have to probably have some considered discussion about, should we just move to another location, irrespective of what the vote may bring. We have to have that serious discussion, obviously.
Thank you.
So you could go ahead and vote for the First Amendment to cure some language inconsistency and extend but we could extend the agreement, the time to But you can't you can't really negotiate a management and operating agreement before you know what you're going to be building.
We're not going to deal with that tonight, except this amendment does need to be done.
Yeah, so I would say that if the Gulf Coast Center Board chooses to simply not take any action, then we don't have a project. You don't need to go to a referendum. I don't know what at this point we're going to do. I don't know what I'd recommend we do at this point. It's you know, I've got to get some sleep and think about this a little bit,
So
But,
I guess
you know,
it behooves us to try to amend it on the thought that somehow or other they will trust us to do the water department.
Yeah, I recommend you vote for this. On this first amendment to the facility development of facilities agreement.
And Barry, if you would, you know, I think it's important that you try to let them know what's going on here and that we're 2 months away from getting it settled, and please hang in there with us and get to that point. I really wish you would try to ask them to do that.
If you don't feel like responding, sir, I completely understand.
I really, rarely am I at a loss for words.
Yeah.
But this is one of those occasions where, you know, I need to absorb this. The board relies on us a lot. We're building 4 different facilities for them right now in different cities. You know, had a meeting with Texas City today about some great facilities we're building there. We might move this money to there. So I don't know. I know that there's a need in this area, somewhere in this area, for people that want to get out of their cars and ride transit both south and north. We know that. So I'll express your request that they be patient.
Well, I think out of the 4 that you're going, would have to venture to say that from day one, this has to be the most difficult ones of the 4.
Well, the project is probably more justifiable than many of the projects.
Well,
but you're talking about
just the
politically?
reception. Yeah.
Politically and...
Because I can remember some of the first meetings that you were here that it just wasn't ready, you know.
I think this is, it'll be a new chapter in my book, that's for sure.
Keep on. Okay, let's go ahead and vote on 18.
We have a motion.
No, I haven't read it yet. Okay, item 18, discussion and possible action on an amendment to the development facilities agreement between KPFTC and Gulf Coast Center, including an extension of time for performance and authorizing the mayor to sign any contractual change.
This is the same document that was circulated. When I sent it in, I think it got circulated to council then. It may not have got wound up with this package, but it hasn't changed since we negotiated it. But it does 2 things. It extends the provision that says the date that the management operating agreement must be executed is extended to 300 days from the effective date, or to December the 1st, 2015. And secondly, it cures the ambiguity about costs that we discussed at the last meeting. Section 2B, which basically, what it says here is that there are revenues, and the revenues or expenses come off the top, but if there are no revenues to offset the expenses, then it's the entire expense of the lessee.
So we would
it
be
cures that
voting
problem.
on an extension of time for performance.
And making it clear that the expenses are not city expenses if there aren't revenues to offset the expenses. That's what it said. It also has the $40,000 payable to KP, put by the KPFTC to Gulf Coast Center no later than 30 days after we execute this agreement. That was when they actually spent that money, and so they want the money back. Otherwise, that's it.
I don't think we should do it.
You don't think we should pay?
discussion?
Well, we incurred a debt with what we,
Well, we may have to pay, I'm not saying that we're not gonna pay it, but I'm just saying that I don't know that we need to go into any more contracts until it's been voted on.
But in the new contract, it clarifies the existing contract that was wrong and needs to be corrected.
it's just,
That's why you need to do it.
Got a motion? Is there a second?
I make a motion we authorize the mayor to sign.
He moved, I think.
I'm sorry, I'll second.
Okay, further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay?
So it's 3-2. Okay, so, how do we handle then 19 and 20, because there's a possibility they come back?
Yeah, you don't have to act on those
Just
tonight.
pass.
Yes.
And,
21, 22 as well. We can pass.
well, we might want to go ahead and act on 22 because, you know, the restrooms at the visitor center are a problem because they should be raised. And so we're looking at potentially maybe moving these to the new Kima Nature Park, which we haven't officially named, but the 57-acre park, and then adding on to the visitor center to put restroom facilities there that comply, because the restrooms next to Sylvia there, they don't comply either because they're in the flood.
None of them do.
Right. So this is trying to fix a problem that we need to deal with anyway. But if we don't want to deal with it tonight. No? No. Okay, guess what that's-
The mayor's not voting for everybody. No.
Everybody's mind is exhausted.
Yeah, I'm thinking if it's okay with everyone else, we just move down to closing comments. Is everyone okay with that?
Yes, sir.
I move we go to at least 11, 15.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do the other record?
Okay, council members' closing comments. Want to start that here, Wanda?
No comment.
Wanda?
Wow. I'm actually glad that this has happened. I think that it'll get us back to being in touch with our residents and our citizens and being there for them. I'm sorry that it's taken the route that it's taken for us to get there, and I apologize for my part in that. But I'm glad two wrongs don't make a right. And if it does cost us some money, and it doesn't come out, you know, it would be better to cost us a little bit now and not get the garage, the parking garage, than to keep going and end up with some big parking garage and a lot of expenses and cost the city a lot more than the $40,000. It's an expensive learning experience, I agree, but I don't think it would be wise to make another mistake with it. So I appreciate everyone's efforts and patience and understanding that has pushed and shoved along the way. Thank y'all.
Again, I say what Wanda said. I appreciate everybody's comments and coming out and talking about this issue. I would urge that the city secretary not to spend a whole lot of time and money on trying to get an election set up. I don't think we're going to have that. I feel pretty confident that Gold Coast is going to come back and tell us they're finding another party. So I don't know that we need to spend a lot of money on it.
But we don't have that ready by the 26th, including translations and ballot language to them. They're not going to handle it for us anyway. So it would be the mail election.
That's true. I hate to spend a lot of money only to find out that we don't have to do it.
Well, right now, we have no choice but to stay together in order.
And finally, Mr. Williams, my house is not for sale, but it can be.
Hopefully y'all got that drug rehab place.
Sales are up.
Robin,
No comments.
Wayne,
I'll second what the mayor said. Everyone's heart's been in the right place this, as far as I can tell. Never has more money, because I concur with Mr. Kerber, never has more money been lost for a reason so foolish by any city councilman in my serving memory. And I don't think we're going to get this transportation center. Those people didn't want it. Good job, you win. I guarantee this, $12 million is never coming our way again. That doesn't matter to anybody. This is a traffic problem. Somehow you think that people come down to the boardwalk and pay a good portion of our bills. It's only because they didn't move fast enough. Instead of because they didn't move fast enough because there was nowhere to park. I guess we're about to find out. I think we made a massive error. And it doesn't matter what the vote is now because it's gone. I believe that. And down in my bones. And we have made a massive mistake here tonight. It was unjust. It's an error that we never did.
mayor comments. Like I said earlier, this has been a hot potato from day one. But you know, I'm an optimist, and I just don't think the Gulf Coast Center is going to just yank this away from us. I think they'll give us a chance to vote on it. I'm just concerned that what we've done here is, you know, we'll have a vote in November, and it'll be a very low voter turnout and not really a consensus of our population. And that's really what I want to see here is, you know, let's hear from people, you know. So people are vocal, but then they don't come out and exercise their right to vote. So anyway, this is democracy, I guess, tonight, and I appreciate everyone coming here. I'm disappointed in the crowd. The one time we needed a good crowd was tonight, I believe. But at any rate, for those that did come and take up the time, I appreciate that. And we have a lot coming up. We've got a budget to put together, and I think that will go fairly well. And you know, at this point in time, we've set aside $1.5 million for our new city hall, and I think we continue to go forward because, again, Robin says that everyone she talked to wasn't for it. Pretty much everyone I talked to was for it. So I'm really interested to see what it is out there. So I look forward to that, and we will make every effort to be on the November election, because that's what we voted for tonight, that we're going to vote on. You know, so we'll do every effort to make that happen. So anyway, thank you, and I will entertain.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned.